Hello everyone, today we're diving into one of the most chilling and lesser-known mysteries of the 20th century, the eerie disappearance of an entire Brazilian village called Hoer Verde. 600 people vanished overnight, leaving behind everything as if time had stopped. There were no signs of struggle, no footprints, no tracks leading away, just an eerie silence that seemed to swallow the whole town. And on a classroom blackboard, a haunting message was written: "There is no salvation here." What really happened to the people of Hoer Verde? Was it a mass abduction, a government cover-up, or something beyond human understanding? Stay with me till the end, because this mystery might be darker than you imagine. The story begins in 1923 in the heart of Brazil. Hoer Verde was a small, remote village surrounded by dense jungle. It wasn't on any major trade route, and very few outsiders ever visited. The people who lived there were simple, mostly farmers and laborers, living quiet lives far from the chaos of the cities. Everything about Hoer Verde was ordinary until it wasn't. According to reports, a group of travelers passed near the area and noticed something strange. The usual sounds of life were gone. No dogs barking, no birds, no people working in the fields. Curious, they decided to explore. What they found was straight out of a nightmare. The entire town was silent. Doors were open, food was still on the stoves, clothes hung half, dried on lines. It looked like everyone had just stood up and left in the middle of their lives. When investigators later arrived, they found that even the weapons of the local militia were still in place. There were no bodies, no blood, nothing to suggest violence. It was as if 600 people had simply walked into thin air. The most disturbing discovery came from the local schoolhouse. On the blackboard, written in chalk, were 4 haunting words: "Now ha salvação aqui." Translated into English, "There is no salvation here." From that point on, Hoer Verde became a legend, one whispered among locals and later shared among paranormal enthusiasts and mystery hunters. But strangely, the official records of the village are almost non-existent. Some historians claim that Hoer Verde was never properly registered as a settlement. Others believe that all documents were deliberately erased, possibly by the government. So what could have happened to 600 people at once? There are several theories, each one more unsettling than the last. The first and most commonly repeated theory is that the villagers fled because of bandit attacks or political conflict. In the early 1920s, Brazil was facing intense unrest. Bandits known as cangaceiros often raided small villages. Could the people of Hoer Verde have fled into the jungle to escape them? That might explain the sudden abandonment. But there's a problem with this theory. No one ever found any refugees, survivors, or evidence of where they went. Even if they had fled, 600 people don't just vanish in the jungle without leaving footprints, tools, or even bones behind. Another theory dives into the supernatural. Some believe that Hoer Verde was cursed, that something ancient in the land took the village back. Locals from nearby areas claim they had always avoided the region, saying it was haunted by spirits of the forest. According to one chilling version, the villagers performed a forbidden ritual to call upon spirits for protection, but instead, they opened a doorway to something else, something that consumed them all. The eerie message on the blackboard, "There is no salvation here," could have been a final warning written by someone who realized too late what they had unleashed. Then there's the alien abduction theory. This one might sound far-fetched, but it's been repeated often among UFO researchers. In the 1920s, there were early reports of strange lights in the skies over Brazil. Decades later, Brazil became famous for UFO incidents like the Varginha encounter and the Colares lights. Some UFO enthusiasts believe Hoer Verde might have been an early case of mass abduction, the entire population taken by an unknown force, leaving behind only what they couldn't carry. Another possibility leans toward government involvement. Some researchers suggest Hoer Verde was used as a secret military testing ground. According to these accounts, the area might have been contaminated by a chemical or biological weapon, leading the government to evacuate or eliminate the village entirely and then erase all evidence. The fact that no official records of Hoer Verde remain adds fuel to this suspicion. If something catastrophic happened there, why would all mention of it vanish from archives? But the strangest part of this mystery is how difficult it is to verify any details. Many skeptics argue that the story of Hoer Verde might not even be real, that it's an urban legend born from a mix of old folktales and misinterpreted reports. They claim there's no solid proof that a village by that name ever existed. Yet there are local testimonies from older generations in Brazil who insist the story is true. They remember hearing about it from their parents and grandparents. For them, Hoer Verde is not fiction, it's a tragedy no one dares to speak of. What makes this case so haunting is not just the disappearance itself, but the atmosphere of silence around it. If it was just a legend, why are there references to similar mass disappearances across history? The lost colony of Roanoke, for example, vanished in the same mysterious way with a cryptic message left behind. The crew of the Mary Celeste was found missing from their ship, leaving meals untouched. History seems to repeat these patterns, as if humanity occasionally walks into blank spaces where reality folds in on itself. Imagine being the first person to step into Hoer Verde after everyone was gone. You push open a door and find dinner still warm on the table, candles burned halfway down, chairs overturned slightly as if someone had just stood up. You walk into the school and see lessons still on the board, desks open with notebooks left mid-sentence. And then, in that chalk message, there is no salvation here. What did they mean, salvation from what? From death, from themselves, or from something much older than human civilization? Some folklorists propose a chilling symbolic interpretation. They believe the story of Hoer Verde reflects an old Brazilian fear of the wilderness, that the jungle is alive and can reclaim human life without warning. In that sense, the disappearance is a metaphor for humanity's fragile existence on Earth. But others insist it's no metaphor. They believe something truly happened, and that the government's silence is proof of a cover-up. Today, Hoer Verde's location is uncertain. Maps of the region show no trace of it, and expeditions searching for remains have come up empty-handed. Some explorers claim to have found ruins deep within the Amazon that could belong to it: collapsed houses, rusted farming tools, even old school supplies, but nothing conclusive. It's as if the forest swallowed the town whole. Could it be that the story was buried on purpose? Maybe someone wanted the world to forget. The few clues that exist, that blackboard message, the vanished documents, the local legends, all point toward a truth that might be too dangerous to uncover. Even now, travelers in Brazil speak of a strange, unmarked area where the air feels heavy and the jungle is unnaturally quiet. They say that at night, if you listen closely, you can hear faint echoes, the laughter of children, the ringing of a school bell, whispers of people who are no longer there. So what happened to Hoer Verde? Was it swallowed by the jungle, taken by aliens, erased by the government, or cursed by something ancient and unseen? Maybe we'll never know. But one thing is certain: wherever the people of Hoer Verde went, they left behind a warning that still chills the soul. There is no salvation here. Perhaps that message wasn't just for them. Perhaps it's for us, a reminder that some mysteries are not meant to be solved.